let's get right into it. First things first. The first thing you should look at is your influence. If you want to make more money, how much is your influence? Next thing you should think about is how is what you are selling or what you're doing helping people, or how are you delivering a service? See, in this world, you only become wealthy by helping others because we're all one.
I have always had the mindset when I get a paycheck in, my mind doesn't go, how can I spend it? It goes, how much of it can I save? Always. You need to rewire your brain towards saving and growing that money instead of spending it. I know people who just blow their entire paycheck and then they're broke.
Not overspend on things you don't need, okay? This is also goes back to, again, don't try to look rich. I see a lot of people, they try to like buy all of these things to fit in, or they buy things that they can't even afford. You can't afford that. Why are you buying it? For who? For who? You're trying to play a game with actual wealthy people, not fit in with them. These people have mega yachts, private jets. It constantly is up, and you will never win this game because you're just not at that level, and accept it. It's okay to not be at that level, okay? Don't try to overspend and self-sabotage yourself to be validated by people who will never validate you. Never. Even for people that have less money than you, you will not be cool or good enough. And for the ones that have more, you will not be cool and good enough.
Number 2, don't buy things that you don't need. That's not to say to completely neglect yourself of having wants. I think you should, but work it into a budget. Don't go overboard. For example, with my wardrobe, I always have key pieces that I know I'll wear over and over again. I don't buy trends because realistically, I know I'll wear it one time and be done with it. 3, when buying things, invest in quality items. Quality items are going to last longer. So think of it this way. You buy a shitty mattress, okay? You want to save money. You buy a really crappy mattress instead of investing into a good one. Your mattress, likely it's going to cause you health problems, back problems. Oh, now you have to go spend money on a chiropractor and to get your back fixed. And also, maybe the springs are not very good quality. So in a couple of years, you're going to have to spend money on a new mattress as well. Instead of initially just paying a couple $100 more for a good quality mattress. You've already eliminated all the other issues. Buy quality, always invest in quality.
Another thing is do not try to look rich, actually be rich. I feel like in the beginning, when you don't really have money, a lot of people and influencers, what they do is they try to portray this image of wealth. But if you look at actual wealthy people, they don't dress that way.
Don't buy things to look rich when you're broke. It's embarrassing. There's nothing worse than being decked out in designer to flex on everyone. Meanwhile, you're broke. I knew someone like this. They would literally put a Coca-Cola onto Zip Pay. So they pay $3 for a Coca-Cola in 4-week installments. So embarrassing to think about. Oh my God.
Another thing is asset versus liability. So in life, you have to think like this, okay? When you buy something, is this thing gonna give me a bigger return, or am I just losing money? Try to minimize your liabilities and maximize your assets. So the things that you're actually making money from, that where money is constantly returning to you instead of just draining it out of your pocket with liabilities. So
my mom always said to me, focus on earning more, not saving more. Because saving is not going to make you rich. Saving is good. And you know, in point 1, I said I always think about how much can I save in terms of a paycheck, but that means how can I reduce my expenses, which we'll talk about in a bit. Always focus on earning more. Now, how can you earn more? Build a skill set which will enable you to earn more.
Another thing is investing your money in the stock market. So I do this, I actually do this to someone else. I pay them like 10% of what I make. They invest for me because I don't really understand it. And it's not really about crypto and Bitcoin and all these things, because these things are also very volatile. It's more investing in the actual economy. So if the economy goes up in a year, let's say like a lot, then maybe I can make, if I put 100,000 into the stock market, I can make 30% off of that 100,000, okay? Then like if it goes up only a little bit, then I can make 10 to 15%. Now, maybe that's not a lot. It's like 10 to 15,000 in a year, whatever, that's not a lot, but that's more than it just sitting in my account and doing nothing. And the same way, if you put it in a savings account, that money, you can make like, let's say 4,000 in a year off of 100,000, like 4%, like it goes up just because it's in your savings account. Think about these things. Money can make money just by sitting somewhere and growing. you just hold it long term in that position and it can grow, not crazy a lot.
Investing. So put like 10% or more if you can of your monthly income into an ETF, because that will naturally grow over time. And I'm not gonna lie, I have not been doing this for a long time. I've only just started, despite knowing that I should be doing this for years. But hey, it's never too late to start. You don't want your money sitting in the bank. I let my money sit in the bank for ages, and then inflation happened and it's like boom, I lost a chunk of money to inflation, when really it should have been in an ETF from the start. So don't make my mistake. I was genuinely just really lazy.
Honey, be ready to work. You want to become wealthy, you want to become a millionaire, whatever, you will have to work. You will almost have to give away your whole life just to work, okay? I saw this quote and said, it's almost like turning a 9 to 5 into a 24/7. 100% true. The last 3 years that I've been doing my YouTube, all my content and stuff, I don't know the last time that I've relaxed. Not when I was on vacation, not anywhere. The whole time, content. If I read a book, okay, I have to read this book, I have to write down because this can help my followers. If I see a documentary, okay, I have to write down because this can help my followers. It's almost like I live for my followers. And this is very, honestly, sometimes I get very drained and almost like a burnout from this. At the same time, I live for this. So you have to be ready to give your life for whatever you want. If you want to become very successful, you have to give your life for it.
I always say, just because you have the money for something, it doesn't mean you should be doing it. And because I always followed these rules, I now have more freedom in my life where I can go and travel because I have this savings. And I'm telling you, for all of my friends, because all my friends are similar, they live a very similar lifestyle to me because they always worked on getting their expenditure down.
The thing is, do not make the product that you're selling revolve around you. And especially this is for influencers and celebrities, because the issue with this is when you do that, product success will depend on you. So if you go down in popularity, so does your product. What the best thing to do is to create a product that's separate from you. So not really include your name, just make a different product that even when you go down in your popularity, that your product can still stay up as an individual entity.
Live below your means. Don't spend all your money and don't live lavishly if you can't afford it. And that doesn't mean to, you know, skimp out on luxury items or like things to treat yourself. It just means don't be going above how much you earn. Try to stay under it. It's trying to find the median ground. Now, if you're like a uni student and you're broke and you're not earning a lot, then obviously when traveling, go to like hostels. But this is a travel tips video. But I'm just trying to demonstrate here, just because we can afford something, it doesn't mean we go and get it. Just because I can buy a Birkin doesn't mean I'm going out and buying a Birkin.
Another thing is be generous but have your limits. See, I really believe in life, what you give is what you get back. So I'm a very generous person, and especially to women. I will die on this hill. I 100% believe the more you give to a woman, the more you receive. It's almost like you're giving an offering to the divine feminine. Anyone, a man or woman that takes care of a woman gets blessed. I believe this 100%. The most successful men, the most wealthiest men always are taking care of women because they know this.
Oh my god, guys, I forgot to talk about this. A mistake I see a lot. Lifestyle inflation. Naturally, when you start to make more money, your lifestyle will go up. Naturally, when you start to make more money, your lifestyle is going to inflate, which means your income is going to be proportional to your lifestyle expenses. It's going to go up. You can't really be helped. Don't go crazy.
Last but not least is do not be desperate, period. Do not be desperate. Like I said in my other videos, desperation, worst energy ever. It comes from lack, it comes from fear, okay?
Okay, and I just want to quickly talk about having a wealth abundance mindset. When you look at an item, don't think, I can't afford it. Think about how you can afford it. Tell yourself one day, I can afford it. And I'll also help your brain try to like work out ways which you can afford it. And you know, I believe in manifestation and all that. I truly think you'll like manifest a way into being able to afford something. But if you're like, I can't afford that, I'm broke, I'm poor, I'll never be rich, I'll never do well in life. Hey, you just created your own reality. Now you're gonna be a brokey for life. A brokey mentality is also one that quite literally will prefer to look rich rather than be rich. Before I forget, there's a difference between rich and wealthy, okay? Rich people may not actually be rich because their money can like disappear. Wealthy people have assets which are producing income, which helps them be stable. You should always strive to be wealthy, and I would say rich people, they spend a lot more trying to look rich. If you're not established, and especially if you're self-employed, you're young, you should not be taking out things like a higher cost apartment and a high costing car, knowing that you're actually unstable. If you're in a profession, for example, like you're a doctor, you're out of your residency, you're a good salary, it's a bit different. You know you've got a long-term career now, but it's different if you're self-employed or you're in a job that's quite unstable, especially in this economy. You have to be smart. Being frugal, it's not that good. When you make money, you should be able to spend it within reasonable means. So hoarding all your money, there's no point. Number one, you're going to lose it to inflation. Number two, you work so hard to make this money. Go and enjoy your money. That's why, you know, I spend the money that I've saved on things that matter to me, like travel. And if you watch my Game of Life video, I know travel for me has a very good return on investment. Some people, they watch my stories and they're like, Simone, how do you travel so much? Like, I'm broke. And I think, okay, if you're broke, first of all, your priority should not even be on traveling. It should be on how do I not be broke anymore so I can afford travel. Number two, don't compare your financial situation to someone else. Like, we're in very different positions. Everyone is in a different position. We have different qualifications, different skill sets.
But don't be crazy and desperate and, oh, I need it. I will die if I don't need it. No, you won't. You have a roof on top of your head. You have a phone to watch this on. You have feet you can go to work with. You're healthy, you know. You're already more abundant than you think. So once you start putting that energy into what you actually have and in how abundant you actually are, that's when all the other abundance will come, because your heart opens up. When your heart opens up, you attract money, because money is an energy, guys. It's not about the paper, because what does that paper at the end of the day mean? If tomorrow all the banks, everyone says the money you have in your account is not real, you can't do anything with it, or the cash does not mean anything, it doesn't. It just doesn't. So what is money at the end of the day? It's an energy.